Andrew.
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, I'm ready. Okay,
Ooh.
ready? One, two, three. Record. There we go.
Record, just like Aaron tells me to. Ha ha ha.
Oh,
Oh.
I had an
Like,
error.
I can say all sorts of
oh,
things.
hey, you had an error. Let's stop our recordings and start over again.
Wait.
Restart Audacity. I'm
Fine.
sorry.
These things happen.
No, it's cool.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yay!
There
Welcome
we go.
to Three Guys, Three Questions. My name is
Whoa,
Adam,
hey,
and I'm joined as always by Aaron L.M. Goodwin and Andrew Savage.
Hey.
What?
Take my job away.
Yeah.
We have to have our natural banter beforehand. Otherwise, we
You
don't have
have
anything
natural
to
banter?
cut
You guys
into.
just corralled me into doing this. You threatened me with life and loss of life and limb, and now I'm here with the pop filter,
What you can't see is
pretending
that
to have a good time.
directly behind and under Adam is a man with a Bowie knife.
Yeah, he's actually the one holding the pop filter.
He's really helpful.
Yeah, I mean he's threatening my life, but he's also pretty helpful.
That's nice of him.
Oh, right.
I mean he's not. It's not like he's not a human.
I just feel like every episode we do is slowly less and less of Adam's face. Like there's just gonna be more things.
That's by design.
Yeah, wait, you can't have your face behind it.
Eventually, he's just gonna be eyes in the dark,
You can't even see.
and he's gonna start smoking. So there's just a little light that comes from a cigarette smoke every few seconds. What a lot to go next one. I'm sorry.
Aaron, that means nothing to the listeners because this is an auditory medium.
Yeah, but we have to see you. Like, we don't know if you're smiling or if you're frowning or
That's my secret.
it's gonna
always
cause
smiling.
some issues.
Where do you suggest I put this?
How about if your butt?
I like how mysterious it makes me because you can't see my mouth.
You can. How far away from the mic is the pop filter? It doesn't
you
need
Like 3 fingers.
Are you even sitting down? I feel like you're just hovering over your chair right now, just right over your microphone.
You know, I didn't want to bring it up, but yes, I can fly.
I feel like that'd be like the first thing I'd bring up to every conversation ever. I'd be like,
I'm more
"Do
humble.
you want to try the new jalapeno McDouble?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I can fly." Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but are you gonna pay for your food?
I don't think I'd have to. I just take and fly away. What are they gonna do?
It's 3 fingers. It's 3 fingers away from the thing. It's perfect.
Man, it seems
I was
like
testing it earlier.
it could be lower. I don't know.
Well, it seems like you could.
We really
Not
do
wanna
need
see
to
my
be
face
able
so
to
much.
see your face a little bit.
Why do you need to see my face? What's so special about it?
Are
Adam, I want to see your face.
Are your
By the way,
are your
did you guys
lips?
notice anything different about my face?
Hey, no, I didn't.
There's
What
no
is it?
goatee.
Nay.
Why, when you popped up in the video chat, I hated you a little bit less.
You could sense it. It was that
Yeah.
big a
It
difference.
was
You
just
could
like
sense
an unconscious thing. It's like whenever somebody like shows up wearing a fedora, I just unconsciously hate them.
I don't think it's conscious. I think it's
Wow.
I mean, eventually it becomes conscious, and I'm like, oh, that's why I hate this person.
Hey, Adam, I don't know if you know this, but we can actually hear the fact your lips are on your pop filter. They're just like right on there.
I'm trying to get the sound levels right.
So should have talked into it from like back here.
Is sound getting around your pop filter at all?
No, no,
Oh man.
no.
All right, I think our levels. Andrew, say one more thing. I want to get your sound levels.
One more thing.
Okay, a little higher. Okay. We're good to go. It looks like.
I tried to put the mic a little far away, and I have it muffled with a blanket. So there's
have the-
less.
I don't know why you
have the-
guys
it's not
want
the-
to see my face so badly.
So gosh, the microphone doesn't need to be muffled. What I was talking about is the room echo, because you're sitting right in front of a wall, especially.
Okay. Well, I've put it over to the side. We'll see what happens.
All right. Because yeah, I mean, we
I
probably
still
actually
don't
don't
understand
want
why
it
you
that
guys
far
want to
away.
see my face.
Don't understand what?
For most, I don't understand why you guys want to see my face so badly. Like for most of the show, I'm looking at other things
You know
than
What?
why?
the
You're not
Google
looking at
Hangout.
us?
No, I'm not looking at you right now. I'm looking at the show sheet right now.
You know why he has a pop filter? He actually has a goatee right now, and he doesn't want to show us.
he tried to. He thought he was gonna be cool and be like, he's like, hey, Aaron, look, we both have goatees. And
Luckily, this is a line of mockery that can be easily dispelled. See, look.
Oh no! Look at the camera went away. We didn't see it.
there he
Everyone
is.
was laughing. He shaved it.
No, I never had it. Not once.
Oh, guys, I just realized that we didn't do anything. I know this isn't the follow-up, but maybe that's not the right place to talk about. We didn't come up with like a game plan for how we're gonna do Eugene's question.
Oh yeah. Huh?
Oh yeah.
This has been like the longest week of my life. So.
Yeah, me too,
We
dude. I've been on the
Eugene's
road like
question right
I
now.
did one day this week. I drove down to Colton in the morning, and as I like walked into a conference room and began giving a presentation for like an hour and a half, worked with teachers individually there, and then so I started at 8. I left there at 12:20, drove directly to Victorville, did the same thing, walked into a room, gave a presentation for an hour and a half. Then that group left, and another group came in, and I gave the same presentation again for the third time, an hour and a half presentation, and I didn't get home till 5:30.
That
Like,
sounds horrible.
Hey, I was going to tell you though, they have a job opening at the Snowline School District for an IT director.
yeah, I saw that. I don't know. I'm not really qualified for.
I'm gonna start sending you job opportunities from
I'm
Utah.
just saying, it starts at $40 an hour. So you might as well try. I don't know.
I could use it as leverage.
Zach and I both agree that both of you should
Yeah,
move
you don't
up
have to
here.
get a job. You just have to accidentally leave the job application around your office when people come in.
Everyone,
Oh crap!
everyone in my office knows. Like, there's this. I probably shouldn't be talking about this on a public thing, but I don't see any. But like, I basically told my supervisor, I was like, I deserve a raise, and he's like, you do. I'm gonna bring it up to the powers that be, and we'll bring it up and talk about it. And then he did, and basically every single person was on board except for the guy in HR and the guy in accounting.
What's wrong with HR and accounting?
They hate you. There's no money.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. Either way, it's just ridiculous, and they use the excuse of like, he only has a bachelor's, and it's like, dude, I've been working here for 6 years. Like, it doesn't matter what degree I have. Obviously, if you haven't fired me, you think I'm good enough. You know what I mean? It's just kind of crazy. So basically, everyone knows that I.
Job in Utah.
And what?
You should get a new job and move to Utah.
If I had a better job opportunity there, I would, but I haven't seen anything there that is close to what I make out here.
They just like paying you nothing and for you to do all the work you do.
No, that's true. They don't pay me enough at all. So anyway, that's depressing.
Well, on that note.
Yeah, Eugene. Oh yeah, Eugene's question.
Yeah,
we could answer
depressing.
Eugene's question right now.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Because his question was like, why can't a brother get married, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but my answer to that question is I have no idea. If I knew the answer to that question, I would be married.
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's a simple question that has many layers that we could just spend hours going over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that
because there's people that will marry like their body pillows. We can make that happen. So a brother could get married technically.
Yeah, you could like.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys are in California, so
yeah,
you can just marry anything out there. I'm pretty sure.
We can marry anything we want. I could marry this podcast if I want.
You can marry pets and goats and body pillows.
I somehow don't think that
object.
that's what he's looking for. Somehow that's us. I think
I don't judge. I don't know Eugene.
one of the
Actually, I do
most
know Eugene.
one of the most cynical thoughts I ever came to me was like the only people who get married are either people who are attractive or people who are super like weird and don't and their social standards are way off.
Yeah. So my friend has that she calls the Tupperware theory. Have
Yeah.
you heard of this?
No.
So basically, the theory goes that like the weirder you are, like the more unique shape you have. So like if you're opening a cabinet of Tupperware and you have like a Tupperware that's shaped like an octopus, it's really easy to find the lid to the octopus Tupperware.
Mm.
Right? But it's really hard to find a matching lid for a bunch of for a Tupperware that's just kind of like a general like rectangular or square shape because there's so many different rectangular or square shapes. So it's like really hard to find the right one.
So I don't agree
Really,
with that.
the
Just the
octopus
fact
theory
that
states
no,
that
go ahead.
oh, sorry, like the end goal of the octopus theory is to make you feel better by making you feel like a more normal person the longer you wait to get married. So the less married you are, the more normal you are.
So
Because
here's
the
the
more
thing.
like everybody else you are.
I don't agree with that because if you buy, let's say, how expensive is an octopus-shaped Tupperware container?
I have
It's
no
probably
idea.
pretty.
I've never seen one.
It's probably pretty expensive. You probably need. It's probably let's say $15. But I could get like a stack of 20 square Tupperware things at Walmart, and each lid will fit each one of those.
Are you talking about wife
Irreversibly.
swapping here?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people that are good for certain people, but weird people can only go with a certain type of weird person.
I think
I think
what
part
I'm
of
describing more
bunch
is
of
that
and
people
then
who
like
are
I'm just different.
I think there are people in this let's continue this this metaphor and destroy it. There are people who will put the wrong size Tupperware lid on the wrong Tupperware and they're like, cool, and they just duct tape it together and they're ready to go. Taking this to the
Yeah,
potluck, I
but
don't
those are
care.
soon parted. That's a recipe for divorce.
I think a lot of people like that actually work out because the lid doesn't care either. The lid's like, cool, I found my bottom, and the bottom's like, cool, I found my lid. Let's do this. And then there are the people that even if they have the right one, they're not sure it is the right one.
I
They're
find
like,
that to be often.
what if we accidentally fall upside down? Is this lid just gonna fall off? Like, does it only seem to fit? Or does it actually fit?
I think people think that they are a square Tupperware container when they're actually a round one, and then when they
Yeah,
find a
it's really
square,
important to know what kind of Tupperware you are.
yeah. So I think there's what happens is they find a square that fits them, but they're like, oh crap, I don't want to be a square, and then they like reject the square lid, even looking for a circle that will never fit.
Or
Maybe
then
I'm
there are
bitter.
people who just give up on lids and just use saran wrap.
Yep.
Are
I don't
those
know what
people
that
who are
means.
single forever, or like
I don't
Stop
know what
talking
this-
about
married your body
I
alone?
I don't know what this provides. What all this provides. I think the answer is that it's complicated. And
Yeah. So the answer to Eugene's question is I don't know.
I don't,
It's
do you
a
want to
good
get
luck.
married or do you want to have a happy relationship?
No.
We haven't even started the show yet. Well, I kind of did earlier, but
Do you guys want to do
Aaron
this
got mad
thing?
at me.
Do you guys want to start this thing?
Sure.
I guess we should start the show 13 minutes into it.
All right. I will start it. I gotta move this thing over the center so I don't look to the side while I'm reading it, because then that looks weird. Alrighty, here we go. Welcome to Three Guys, Three Questions, where three friends test the limits of propriety through the questions we ask. Today is October 25th, 2014. This is episode 8 of season 2, and I am Aaron L.M. Goodwin, and I'm joined as always by Andrew Savage. Say hello, Andrew.
Hello, everyone.
And Adam, Mr. Boogity
Whoa,
Anderson.
Aaron, wait, they have to say hi back.
Wait, I have to say hi back?
No, they had to say hi. I said hi to everyone. They're being really rude and not saying hi back.
Well,
Look,
only, like,
audience, if
10
you
people.
want this to go on, you need to respond.
I don't think we should put an ultimatum on the fact we continue doing the podcast.
So
No,
you're gonna
I'm
need a
all
nickname,
about
Aaron?
ultimatums.
Aaron, I want to talk about the nickname that you gave me.
Yeah.
Right? Because you included a link in the show sheet to a movie, a Disney Channel original movie that's actually called Mr. Boogie.
Let's not talk about it right now. Let's not talk about it
Well,
right
this is part of his question.
This may or may
Okay,
not come up
alright.
later. But obviously this clues you in so that this is our Halloween episode. So this is spooky.
I should have wore a costume.
What you just heard in the intro was our Halloween intro that was
It was spooky.
spooky. It's pipe organs and werewolves and thunder. That's what it is.
Whoa! I just realized that when I go woo, the Audacity like sound profile thing where it's recording looks really cool.
I just
So
realized
I might do that periodically throughout.
Oh gosh, I just realized I left my window open, so there's probably all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna go close my window. So go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
I just want to see the woo shape again. It looks so
That's
cool.
because it's clipping, so
No,
I
it's
can hear
not.
it. I can hear it.
It's not
It's popping.
Whatever.
Your pop filter's not working.
Poop.
Is it a
Hey
poop
guys,
filter?
I'm recording in here.
Are those guys going to be our first live audience, Aaron? You can't hear us. But whoever you just yelled at, I think he should invite to watch.
No, that is my 2-year-old niece, and she's playing drums in the room right next to me because that's where her dad
Why
stores
is a
his
2-year-old
drums.
playing drums?
Good question.
Hey, I think we should be watching that instead. That sounds a lot more interesting.
It's like in the garage. We have like another room that's next to mine, and she ran in there. I think started banging on him. Where were we?
You just introduced us.
We didn't. Who are we sponsored by this week?
Ghost.
This week we're sponsored by Jack-o'-lanterns, spooky skeletons, and fear.
And I really wish we had that money. The spooky jack-o'-lantern money.
Spooky
Very spooky skeletons.
We should. Oh man, we should have just all worn jack-o'-lanterns over our heads since we can't even see Adam's head anyway.
Or since nobody would notice that we would have done that anyway,
I think it
we're
would
wearing jack-o'-lanterns on our head.
I think it would have come through.
Nature's pop filter.
Well, we put
Pumpkin.
them
Nature's
on
pop
the
filter.
jack-o'-lanterns so our voices don't sound all muffled.
Oh man, is there anything more
worked
disgusting
it
than the guts of a pumpkin?
Yeah, the guts of people are pretty disgusting.
I don't even
Yeah.
think the guts of people.
I'm gonna go with Andrew on this.
Pumpkin guts is just like, ugh. Like you have to put your hand in there and that's the worst part of. Oh.
Maybe you could stop being such a wuss.
I think the last date I had with my last girlfriend was we were carving jack-o'-lanterns. And I think it all ended when she saw the reaction on my face that I was really trying to keep back, but as I was like digging my hand through the goop and to pull it all out, I had to make this face of like I couldn't put up a brave face.
Even though that would be like an interesting story, let's be honest, it was really her that was the problem.
No, she was great.
I want to ask though.
Part of the problem was
whose
because I
idea
wanted to
was-
carve. She's like, so what do you want to carve? Like, what kind of thing do you want to carve? And I was like, check it out. Let's carve a pumpkin pie on our pumpkin. And she was like,
That's
stupid. And I was like, no, it's not. And so I proceeded to carve a pumpkin pie on our pumpkin to realize that a pumpkin pie is essentially just a circle.
Yeah.
There's nothing to really clue you in that this is a pumpkin pie. So
You should have done the mathematical pie. on
So
it.
then, after I did the pumpkin pie, I said, well, maybe let's put like lattice crust on the top. You know, that crisscross kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, then they'll know it's a pie. And she's like, what pumpkin pie has? I've never seen a pumpkin pie with that. And so I just decided, you know, this pumpkin is a waste, and I threw it outside and smashed it. And
Like,
things are over.
whose idea was it to carve pumpkins for the day? Was it your idea? Because if it was your idea, like that would have been that's just terrible. Because you just told us about how like your date was ruined because of the face that you made while you were carving the pumpkin.
I don't remember whose idea it was. I don't know. I don't
Or
remember.
you don't want to admit to whose idea it was.
No, I really honestly I can't remember whose idea it was. It's just organic, man. So follow up and feedback. We talked about how this is. I also want to mention I hate Halloween. By the way, like I'm like the Mr. Scrooge of Halloween. Like when I started seeing everyone's profile pictures and everything, and
See, this is why
their Halloween costumes. I was like, oh my gosh.
This is why I asked that question that I just asked about the pumpkin carving thing. Because you hate Halloween, but it was also your idea to have a Halloween episode.
We have to do it. Like.
So I could see you hating carving pumpkins, but also being your idea to carve pumpkins for a date.
And for everyone to know, Aaron got super upset when I wanted to ask a non-Halloween question. I was like livid. I could tell. It was over text, but I put my own reflections on it. I was just like boiling mad. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there were exclamation points everywhere.
I'm all about keeping things within the theme.
I'm all about that bass.
She came out with another song. Like every song she comes out with sounds exactly the same and is exactly as annoying.
No trouble.
All right. I'm upset because we have not received any emails. We've been asking to receive emails for weeks.
What's the email address?
It is 3guys3questions@gmail.com. That's the number 3, the word guys, the number 3, questions@gmail.com. And I challenge our listeners to send us an email. I bet you don't even know how to email. I bet you don't even know what an email is. I bet you don't even know how to use a computer. Prove me wrong. Let's see what happens.
I think the Ukrainians have forgotten how to use computers because I've been looking at our stats and we haven't gotten another listen from Ukraine at all.
Yeah, it just stopped. So
Probably when we started talking about them. They're really self-conscious, those Ukrainians.
that sounds like probably true.
They're shy.
What do you want to talk? Adam, you put the next item on the follow-up here, I think.
All right. So, I guess you guys probably would have seen this. If you are listening to the show, then it probably means you're very loyal and you follow our Facebook and our Twitter pages. But just in case you haven't, I have decided to offer a batch of cookies. I will bake them and I will mail them to you if you're more famous than us and you mention us on your podcast.
How are we going to judge whether they're more famous than us?
Probably if I've heard about them before.
So pretty much anyone.
Yes. Almost anybody.
Everyone, jump on this back. I'm going to freaking email Adam and mention us. I'm like, I think I'm more famous than Adam. Just saying.
I think pretty much
it doesn't work recursively.
Anyone is
you
more
can't
famous than us. We
the
have
podcast on this podcast and get cookies from me.
Yeah, I'm not going to get cookies.
Oh, yeah. We'll see if that works. I really don't know if that's gonna work. How do they know?
It sounds like a joke, but I'm actually really serious.
What kind of cookies?
I want
make?
to send somebody cookies. Chocolate chip cookies.
Okay. Do you use what kind of chocolate chips do you use?
It's a secret.
Semi-sweet.
It's my mom's secret recipe.
I knew it. Semi-sweet. I knew it. And the brown sugar, huh? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called it.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
you could always You can always give away the recipe, and then people won't want to mention us on their podcast because they can just make their own cookies. I mean, you could do that, Aaron. You could just undermine my idea. That's
Sorry.
fine.
I'm sure your cookies.
I'm okay with that.
You had the second item of a follow-up there too.
Right. So I was talking to my friend Conley, who we all know, except maybe Andrew. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Well, and Aaron knows Conley. And he was like,
Coondidley!
Coondidley, yeah, that's his name. I'm sure he's really excited about us calling him Coondidley to literally tens of people.
Now that name is not racist. It just
How could it even possibly be racist? You just ruined it by saying it's not racist. It's made me think that maybe it's racist.
It's not. I just thought about it. I never thought about it before. I was like, oh no, it doesn't have anything to do with. Oh no. You know what I mean? You say something in public. Oh my gosh.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You've ruined another great thing. First, you ruined my cookies idea. And now I can't call it Conley Coondidley anymore.
Oh, guys, I just came out with a good idea to get us popular.
Yeah?
We should come out as against Gamergate and then just have people just send us hate mail.
All 100 Gamergate people with their sock puppet accounts?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I want that.
I don't know if that's the kind of famous I want to be. I'd rather not receive death threats.
Rather not be
it'd be an honor. I'd be flattered if I received a death threat.
Like the first one would be flattering.
You guys.
Well, like the next couple hundred would just be annoying.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So my follow up and feedback. So I was talking to Conley, and he was like, "Yeah, I listened to the first couple of minutes of your last episode," and then he was like, "But I couldn't go in any further because you and Aaron were just saying the word like over and over and over again." And so I decided that if I had to be hyper aware of the word like, and whenever I use it in a sentence, the rest of you have to be too.
Thank you for cursing us that way.
It's kind of like, oh, hey, don't consciously think about your breathing, and now you are.
I try to be cognizant of using that word, but it's just in there. You know, like, there's not much I can do about it. Because there's so many more words in any word you would use in its place.
Well,
you can say like, or you can say as if to say. Well, am I going to do that?
Say as if to say.
Well, I think the problem is that it's just an right? But it's from Southern California, so you're just like, instead of saying you say like.
Yeah. It happens.
And I just did it just then.
Well, it's just like that that skit from SNL, the SoCal like podcast cable access show.
Oh, yeah.
That's what every day is in Southern California. Those are the people you talk to. Like that's like
I know, I was there.
That's an accurate depiction. Well, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people listening. The people that are from around the country.
Yeah, that was probably the most accurate representation of Southern California I've ever seen on TV or anything. At least
the other day I saw a lifted F-250 here, and it didn't have a monster sticker in the back window, and it was really surprising.
Or like a famous decal.
Like I'm not even sure if the two of you can picture that, but it exists.
It's outside my wheelhouse and my realm of experience. The last piece of follow-up is that I just wanted to let everyone know that today is Katy Perry's 30th birthday.
That's cool. She's older than I am. That's nice.
I don't know why
She's also prettier and more successful.
Saw that
She's
somewhere.
Several superlatives. Several different kinds of superlatives more than you.
She's something. Okay, well, let's get started. Let's
I don't know why I'm so mean today.
derail this train wreck.
I'm sorry I'm so mean today, guys.
I think we should do a show where all it is we talk over each other.
I thought that's what this was.
That's what's going on right now. Like everyone talks at the same time. Oh,
I think And everything I do now is remind me of pop culture references. But I think there's a 30 Rock in which Tracy Morgan goes on Sports Shout, where it's just people shouting at the same time. Yeah, like that. But they're actually saying words. Just really loudly.
Yeah, that's like sports or news. That's why I don't watch either of those. Let's just get into our questions, shall we?
Yeah, I guess we shall. I thought we had. Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's questions time. So 30 minutes into recording, and now it's time for questions.
Let's actually get to what the show's about.
3 guys, 30 minutes of jibber jabber, 3 questions, 30 more minutes of jibber jabber.
Yeah, I think I'm getting my workflow down for the editing. I'm finding well, this is nerdy, but I think I found a way to kind of automate some of it. So yeah, we can get rid of some. We can always get rid of some.
I just remembered a piece of feedback that we got. Somebody suggested that we before we go into the questions or during the starting point at some point we reiterate the format just in case there are new people.
New people, welcome to 3 Guys 3 Questions. What we do is we each ask each other a question about home gardening, and we basically just talk about home gardening for the next.
Yeah. So there's 3 of us, and we each have a question about home gardening, and then we all just talk over each other while we're trying to answer it.
Really, it's to show off who knows the most about home gardening. Like, we're really flexing our home gardening muscles.
Why did you pick home gardening?
Well, I couldn't think of anything more lame to make a podcast about. Because anything you do gardening is visual, right?
This far in the podcast, they're not expecting us to not be lame. So they wouldn't have caught that was sarcasm. They'd just be like, "Yeah, this seems par for the course."
Yeah, I don't understand why so much sarcasm came from some constructive criticism that would help. Whoa, guys, come on.
Whoever told him that was fine. I'm gonna help you in the future. So the way this works is we are 3 guys and we each have a question and we each answer each other's questions, and hopefully and usually something embarrassing and slightly humorous comes out of that. But that's how it works.
Mostly embarrassing for me.
Well, the first one, I mean, probably embarrassing for everyone since that's in the question, and I have that question. And it is, what is your most embarrassing past Halloween costume? And Adam, you are first.
So I can't remember how old I was when this happened, but it was still when I lived in California the first time, so I was younger than 4, right? And so what happened was I don't remember whose idea it was. It must have been my mother's, because if I was 3, I probably wasn't having a lot of original ideas. But my Halloween costume was, I was a squirrel that Halloween. And I had a squirrel suit, and then I had this big bushy squirrel tail and everything. And I wasn't embarrassed at the time, but looking at it, I'm like, that was just horrible. And I had this squirrely makeup, my mom did my makeup, I had little whiskers and everything. I was just I was cute as a button, and it's really freaking embarrassing.
Was it handmade or was it?
I don't remember if it was handmade. I remember one year I think it was after that. One year I was a tiger, and I had a little tail and stuff, and that was handmade. So that wasn't embarrassing at all. That was amazing, Mom, and you're wonderful.
Some handmade costumes from the past, I remember thinking this was cool, and then you look back and you're like, that looks really weird, and not what it should have. There's a whole website, I think, that's terrifying handmade Halloween costumes, or it's one of those listicles. Oh man, that's just funny. No.
You know what I can't stand on Halloween, and what normal people also can't stand? What the entire universe agrees is just creepy? Clowns. Nobody likes clowns. And if somebody does like clowns, they're a clown.
I don't understand why clowns still exist. Like I don't have any like really strong feelings about clowns. I don't hate them, but I'm not like I could really go for some clowns today. Like I never ever think about clowns on my own.
Yeah, nobody goes to the circus and says, I really can't wait for the clowns to come out. Everybody goes to the circus and says, man, I really can't wait for these clowns to be done so the elephants can do tricks and stand up and on their hind legs and grab things from places and walk around in circles. Way better than clowns.
Maybe the clowns are just there to make everything else seem better.
I guess like there must be opposition in all things. There must be
They're
clowns in all circuses.
They're like the salt. Like salt by itself is like not actually really pleasant. You know what I mean? But you add a little salt to something, kind of like, oh hey, it enhances the flavor.
That's true. It does.
This is like that whole thing I went on about cinnamon or whatever, or nutmeg.
We don't talk about that.
I have no memory of it. This week has been like shock therapy. I just forgot my past.
You're like a fresh, clean slate.
I'm just like, I feel like a used napkin. Or just it's on the table, just like.
Is that your most embarrassing Halloween costume? Use a napkin.
You went as a
No,
used
that's a
napkin
good one.
last year.
That's a good Halloween costume. That's what I'm going as
What,
this
you
year.
dress up as a ghost, and people are like, "Oh, are you a ghost?" No, I'm used. You're don't freaking understand my costume.
You put like a smear of something like ketchup on
Yeah,
your
like
ghost costume,
ketchup.
and they're like, "You got a whole bunch of crap on your ghost costume." And you're like, "No, I didn't. I am wearing a used napkin costume." Yes. Okay. Yeah. What's your answer? What's your you're up next, Andrew?
Oh yeah. So I don't think I've ever had like a really like embarrassing one, but I've been like way excited about my costumes more than I should have been. So so when I was like 4 years old, my first costume ever was I was a Ghostbuster, and I remember
That's
instinctively.
awesome. That's amazing. That's way better than my 4-year-old costume.
So it was my first Halloween. I remember going to the store, and my parents were like, "Hey, what do you want?" I remember Ghostbuster, pointed at it. I'm like, "I want that." And so we were living in an apartment complex at the time, and the entire time I'm like, "I don't care about candy. I gotta bust some freaking ghosts." And so I was like going up and down the stairs, busting ghosts on every corner, like this 4-year-old me doing it. It was awesome. But the reason why is because I loved Bill Murray, even as a young kid. Peter Venkman was my favorite. He was
Even then, you knew.
Even then, I knew it was just, and so like it's like 2 years after that, I wanted to be a vampire, like a Dracula. But the only reason is so that I could have a widow's peak, just like Bill Murray.
I am Bill Murray as a vampire.
Yeah, well, because he has like the cul-de-sacking hairline that now I have, but I was like as a kid, I'm like, dude, I want that. That's what I want. And so that's why I wanted to be a Dracula.
See, kids, if you dream it, you can do it.
Yeah, so that's what I have now. I just have Bill Murray's hairline. That's what I wanted. That was my motivation for Halloween. Is like, dude, I just Bill Murray.
Anything I can be Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not really embarrassing as much as just I'm an embarrassing person in general.
Well, I don't know. That's not really embarrassing. My most embarrassing Halloween costume is I don't know if you guys remember a little hip hop duo known as Crisscross.
I do. Are there pictures?
No, there are no pictures.
I think
Rumor
we
has
can
it.
recreate some pictures.
Rumor has it the Crisscross made you want to jump.
Crisscross. Everybody clap your hands.
What? I'm pretty sure
That's not what that is.
I know.
Pretty
I know.
sure what is that?
I was so confused. I was like,
That was the Casper Slide Part 2.
I hate
I don't even know. Crisscross are a child rap duo from the 90s, and their biggest contribution to the world is that they wore their clothes backwards. So everything was backwards on them. And
Do you
So
think
when I
like
was
they
growing
got
up,
their
I
clothes
didn't
specially
know that they were.
tailored to look like they were backwards, or are they just uncomfortable all day?
they're really wearing real clothes backwards.
So they're just uncomfortable.
So I never knew that Criss Cross was like a child hip hop group because I was so young at the time. I'm like, oh, this is just hip hop. This is
Yeah.
rap music. Because I remember going through my friend's music collection. I'm like, what the what? You're so hard, man. I was like, dude, you're so thug. You got Criss Cross over here bumping on your cassette. Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is I wasn't really prepared that year because all I wanted to do, well, I really got it in my mind that I didn't want to do like just to buy a normal costume like anyone else. I wanted to do my own thing. I am a creative. I need to be creative. So we were at Long's drugstore, and I saw in their little Halloween area, they had hair dye, and I was like, I want to dye my hair blue. That's as far as I got. And I remember I bought
So
it.
you're a lazy creative.
Well, yeah, I bought it, this blue hair dye, and my dad was like really conservative, like really. He didn't even he thought that it was an abomination to even put gel in your hair. Like he would use one of those stiff bristle brushes, and his hair would just fall down into the same place it had been for 40, 50 years, you know what I mean? So I had to keep this hidden from him. My mom found it, and she said, if you dye your hair blue, you will make your father cry. And I was just like, all right. So it was the day of Halloween, and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I was like, crisscross. I'll do crisscross. I'll just wear my clothes backwards. But the problem is they had like baggy clothes, and I didn't really have anything that was like that. Like if I wore it backwards, it would hurt. You know what I mean? Like, and so my mom had these old pair of like mom pants. Like,
no.
they're not quite jeans, but they're not quite slacks. They're like in the middle somewhere. You know, like with a drawstring.
Oh my god.
And they were old, and I was like, can I use those for my Halloween costume? Sure. And they were obviously too long for me because I'm like a kid. So like I cut them, and they ended up being more like pirate pant length.
It's like a snowball of terrible ideas.
It just keeps getting worse.
And I didn't have a like a sports jersey that I could wear like they would, because they were, you know, legit hip hop. You know, they were super legit. So I wore like a pocket tee backwards, and
barely noticeable.
And I'm at this Halloween party, and all of my friends are like, what are you? And that's always a bad sign.
That's the worst question to be asked at a Halloween party.
You have to explain your costume, and then even after you explain it, they still don't know what that is.
You have a costume?
They're like, those are weird pants. Like,
Are you
I'm
dressed up
crisscross,
as
I'm wearing them
something?
backwards. They're women's pants.
Like they come up to you and they're like, you know, you were supposed to wear a costume to the party. And you're like, I am.
That's exactly what happened. And then you know it's bad when you have like adults like coming over and ribbing you about it. Like they're coming over, they're like, couldn't figure out a costume, huh? So I had last minute brought a secret weapon in my backpack that I brought along with me. I think I had a backpack. I don't know, maybe it was in a bag or something. My secret weapon, and I decided to deploy it halfway through, and I went into the bathroom, and I took it out, and I applied that blue hair dye to my hair. Problem.
Crisscross is well known for their blue hair.
The problem, too, besides any of that, is that it got all over the sink. and basically stained the sink.
Oh, and you can't just like play that off. You're like you're walking around with blue hair and like I don't know why the sink's blue.
Oh, I don't know what did that.
I don't know. They're like Aaron, you didn't have blue hair earlier. It's like
So-
I didn't turn the sink blue.
So now I had stained the sink in the bathroom. I had blue hair that was probably running down my skin. I was wearing women's pants backwards and a pocket tee. And I didn't want to deal with people anymore, so I think I remember going and hiding outside and just waiting to go home.
So you went through all that effort and then you just avoided everyone. You could have just started avoiding everyone from the start.
I could have just done that from the start. But you know me, I gotta do it the hard way. So
did your dad cry?
I don't even remember. Like I was so traumatized by the whole experience. I don't remember what happened at the end, but I know he wasn't certainly happy with it. That's for sure.
Oh, well, that's the greatest story I've ever heard. So I think we should just end it right there. See you guys.
The rest of the questions aren't even important.
Crisscross. They're good. Check them out. I wonder what they're doing now.
I can't not hear the Casper Slide Part 2 every time you say crisscross.
You need to hear crisscross will make you jump, jump. That's their song.
Looking it up right now.
Are you looking at the crisscross song?
I totally am. Well, not the song, just looking at where they're at.
Where they're at in life?
Yeah. Oh, they spell with K's, by the way, just in case you're worried.
Oh, yeah, I know that. I know. I'm a dedicated fan. Dude, obviously.
So, they were on the Michael Jackson tour for a while. Oh, dude, one of them's dead.
Oh, what?
You won't tell me that.
Why?
I was just jamming out to Crisscross's Jump, and then you come in and like, oh, hey, one of these children is dead. I don't need to know that.
He was 34. That's still pretty young. He died of drug overdose. Well, that's sad.
Well, I'm glad I got out of the crisscross game while I still could.
Yeah.
Well,
thanks, Andrew, for bringing the doom and gloom for the Halloween episode.
There are 3 albums that will live in infamy. So Totally crossed out their first album, #1 in USA.
Oh yeah.
Top of the charts.
Telling you.
That's craziness.
All right, well, let's brighten things up by getting to Adam's question.
My question. So, my question, starting with Andrew and then Aaron will answer after Andrew does, is what is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear?
Yes. And I don't mean like spiders. I mean the kind of fear that keeps you up at night and like makes you feel existentially unimportant.
So like kind of real fear?
Yeah, real fear.
Oh man, I'm not ready for that.
Are we gonna have a session here?
Yeah, I don't think we're ready for that mess. No, like I don't really have like a lot of fears like that. Like I realize that whatever happens, I'll be okay. But I'm afraid of clowns. Like we said,
they are terrifying.
No, like I don't. Like we were talking about clowns. I'm like, guys, stop! I need to talk about clowns in a little bit. But I didn't want to say anything because. But anyway, no, I don't understand clowns because I don't understand the appeal. I guess maybe like in the Great Depression when it was that or dirt to play with or to look at or laugh at.
You're
it was funny.
For clowns
there were no elephants for the circus, so they just had to make do with the clowns.
Yeah.
That's why all of them have to fit in such a small car.
Yeah, they're just poor.
Can't afford more car.
But I don't understand why that was funny. Like I don't understand like what level of comedy that was like, oh, that's hilarious. I don't like I guess like pratfalls and pies and stuff. But I don't feel like the pie gag has been funny since the Marx Brothers. I think they put the line on that and they're like, we're done. No more.
You know what kind of clown I do like though? I do like rodeo clowns. Because there's always the danger of them being hit by a ball. That's great.
You're like, the clown's finally going to get what they deserve.
You're kind of rooting for the ball every time you see a rodeo clown.
So So I was watching YouTube videos with my nephew of something of he wanted to like knock jokes or something like that, and the video on YouTube was from like an Iowa County fair, and so the suggested videos was like there was a mutton busting, which is when kids ride sheep at the rodeo. Is kind of like a fun thing for kids to do, and he's like, "What is that?"
That does sound really fun, actually. I would do that.
And so I showed him the mutton busting, and then he's like, and then he turns to me and he's like really thinking hard, and he's like, "Do grown-ups ride bigger animals in the rodeo? Like, do they ride cows?" And I was like, "They do." And so we watched rodeo. And then when we were watching rodeo, the first thing he notices, there's this guy on this giant bull that's like snot's coming out of his nose and it's going to kill him. And the first thing he's like is, "What is that clown doing there?" So I had to explain rodeo clowns to him. And we watched like rodeo videos for like half an hour. And all he could think about is those rodeo clowns. Like, why on earth are there rodeo clowns? What are they doing there?
Anyway, clowns are evil. There's not one redeeming factor. I'm sorry for all the clown listeners out here, but you're wrong. I'm racist against clowns.
Little known fact: Stephen King's It documentary.
Yeah, no, that stuff happened. You gotta be careful. I mean,
Every clown is like that.
I just don't. No. And it's not like I'm not like afraid. Like I keep myself up at night, but I see them. And I just like I don't agree. It's like no, you need to stop. Your life has turned a terrible left turn, and you need to get back on course. Not being a clown.
Have you guys heard of? I'm gonna paste something in the Slack for this episode channel. Want you to go there to this website. I'm gonna wait until you get there to tell people what it is.
Oh, you better freaking not. If I scream, I'll be upset.
fjesus.com. And I don't.
Clowns?
I'm scared. Oh no.
Whoa.
This is a real thing. Clowns for Jesus.
This makes me sad.
Go to cfjesus.com. And these are clowns for Jesus.
Oh gosh.
I need to look up
No.
the Hourglass Designs because they're the webmaster. And I need this file like a complaint.
Thank you for your
For the design of the website, or for the fact that it exists?
Everything about this is
This
just
is one of the worst design websites I've ever seen in my
It just
life.
offends the senses. I just can't do it.
Thank you for your interest in
my
our
goodness.
ministry. This is from their Our Ministry link. Our clowns are warm, whimsical, and fun-loving characters that will get right
That's a
into your
lie.
hearts.
No clown is a warm,
They will
whimsical,
get
or
right
fun-loving
into
character.
your hearts and make you happy every time you think of them.
You know what? I need to change my
Doesn't that
answers.
sound just like some
These clowns,
cool takeover?
they
Oh my gosh.
They do clowning, gospel illusions, goofy skits, balloon sculpting games, and walk-around gags.
What?
What is a gospel illusion?
And why is it in the midst of gospel clowning?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
Oh,
like
dear. Okay.
I remember
Oh my
I
goodness.
met
Here's one of the pictures from the site. Look at this picture. And look at the clown in the background.
Dude, see? That's Stephen King's It.
That's good.
Like there's a clown who already looks creepy, like in the front, like hugging this kid who doesn't look like he's having a great time.
I like
His head has been assaulted by balloon animals. But then in the background, like in the shadows, is this other like wrinkly clown. His face is completely white and his lips are just bright red. It's just all around his mouth, and it just. I mean, he's got murder in his eyes. There's no other way to describe it.
My favorite part
Like
about the
that clown is going to haunt dreams.
My favorite part is the New Balances he's wearing. Shoes, apparently.
I know none of these clowns are wearing real
He's
clown shoes.
He's lurking in the shadows, waiting for his moment to strike. Cannot
Stop.
I literally met one of these clowns when I was knocking doors in
I'm sorry.
Oklahoma, and they're like, "I already have a church. I am a clown for Jesus," and I was like,
Were they in their clown makeup? Tell me they're in their clown makeup.
"No, they're not in their clown makeup 24/7, unfortunately." But when they go, he told me when they go to church all dressed like clowns. So it's
Is
not
this like a Juggalo church or something?
I don't even know, man. Oh, some things,
they take
man.
their sacrament with Fago.
Oh gosh. All right, whose answer's next? Whose biggest? Let's talk about someone else's fear.
So I have to
Let's talk about Aaron's fear.
I have to redo my statement. The only clown I do like is Ronald McDonald, and it has nothing to do with the fact he's a clown.
It's the fact that he's got chicken nuggets.
Dude, those chicken nuggets, man.
I'm pretty sure Ronald McDonald has killed more people than all the other clowns.
Well, that's pretty true.
Diabetes.
But I'm just saying, if I could snort chicken nuggets,
Oh,
I would.
No. Oh.
Like, if there's one clown that we should be afraid of, it's Ronald McDonald. He's actually killed people.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I think it's my turn. My biggest fear. Yeah. It's kind of hard because I don't have that many fears, but then like the 2 or 3 that I do are kind of like on a equal plane. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the answer I'm going to go with here is dead people. I really don't
Like, you just,
want...
there's like a blanket fear of dead people, like you're afraid of them coming back to life.
I'm not afraid of them coming back to life. I'm not afraid of zombies, because I don't believe in zombies.
But you do believe in dead people.
But I do believe in dead people. I've seen dead people. And for me, that part of a funeral is like an open casket is like the most terrifying, anxiety-inducing experience that I can ever recall because I don't want to see a dead person. Like, that's, I don't know. I don't even know what it is about it so much as like, I don't know. I just don't want to see a dead person. You're doing your thing. You died. You do that. I'll be over here.
It's like, you're dead, I'm done. Like, it's finished. I don't want to see your body. Like, are you afraid of dead bodies or just like the concept of death?
No, I mean, everyone's kind of afraid of death, I guess. But like, I'm afraid of dead bodies, or I'm afraid of being like at a funeral. It's an open casket funeral, and I'm looking into the waxy, lifeless face of a dead person, and then I look over to my left, and there's their ghost. Something like that. It's like, because like, you get this feeling like they're there, they're looking at you, but it's not from that body. That thing's like a wax. It looks like a wax museum sculpture. I don't like that crap. Crap scares the crap out of me, man.
Yeah.
Not a fan of dead people. You know what?
So do you believe in ghosts? Now I'm just curious. I'm just asking. I'm just asking Aaron questions.
Of course, I believe in ghosts. I don't think about them. I don't live my life around ghosts, but I believe that there are ghosts. And I don't want to think about them right now. I don't like that idea that someone's I guess maybe what it is really is it's the idea that someone's watching me and I can't see them. That creeps me out.
Are you afraid of the NSA?
The NSA is like not a specific person. Does that make sense? It's for some reason it's different. I don't really care what the NSA thinks, but like if it's a dead person I know and they're watching me.
Yeah. So as long as there's lots of bureaucracy involved, you're okay with being spied on.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of middlemen and stuff. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Just a bunch of boring people in suits who have really boring jobs.
They're as closest to dead you can be without actually being ghosts.
Like that's not okay.
I don't know. That's my answer. That's what it is. I'm eager to hear Adam's answer.
Okay, so well, it's not funny at all because my question's not even really funny. My biggest fear is forgetting. just like in general. Like I can't stand the idea of not being able to remember things. Like I can't stand the idea of forgetting things that I did yesterday or a week ago or a year ago. Like I'm uncomfortable with that idea. Like I don't like it
You
because
realize
I
that
feel like
by saying this, you've doomed yourself to like begin slowly losing your mind, right?
Yeah, you're
no,
gonna
like I know.
Alzheimer's is gonna
And
be all upon you now.
dementia is like I cannot stand the thought of dementia. Like every time I hear somebody with dementia, like it twists me up inside. Like I can't handle that.
Yeah.
This is where me and you are different, Adam, because I feel like it would be such a great relief to me to just not remember stuff anymore. I'm like, dude, I don't have to do it anymore.
How can you hold things against yourself if you can't remember them?
Like
And then I would
rather
relearn that experience too of realizing I don't have to remember stuff anymore. So it'd just be like I'd be happy all the time.
I would rather live in pain starting today for the rest of my life than ever get dementia. Like I would
You
rather
could
my
reread
body
your
just like
favorite
be
book
crippled
over and over
and
again.
paralyzed, but also in pain all at the same time than ever lose my mind.
Nah, that's cool. That sounds fun to me.
Andrew's like totally dementia already. Let's bring it on.
Dude, let's bring it on.
I remember when I was a kid, we were at the San Diego Wild Animal Park, I believe is where this was at, and they had an emu, and they said that the emu, its memories only last a day, like not even like a full 24 hours, like maybe like 16 hours or something like that, so that when they go to sleep, when they wake up in the morning, they are experiencing a completely new day, and so they're impossible to train because they don't remember anything they learned the last day. So, and I remember as a kid sitting there and thinking, that's kind of cool. Like an emu gets to like have a new life every single day.
Why is that cool? That's I would
because look, if
like,
that emu screwed up yesterday and made like a huge mistake that it would regret forever, next morning it wakes up, he doesn't know that.
No one's gonna hold
I would rather remember that and change and like do something different the next day. Like, how much of my identity is tied up in what I remember? Like how much of the way that I define myself is informed by my past? And if I lose all of my past, then who am I in the future?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it tells you who you really are. If you're still a good person, you can't remember all this terrible stuff you've done or the good stuff you've done. You're a good person.
There's your answer.
You're lying to yourself right now.
I can't stand the thought of waking up every day just like completely blank and making the same mistakes over and over and over again, because that's inherently who I am. Because I think that if I can remember what I've done wrong, then I can change who I am. But if I can't remember what I've done wrong, then I'm just the same person every day.
But you can start leaving notes for yourself, like maybe tattoos on your body.
Like Memento?
I just pictured an emu getting tattoos on itself to tell itself, you left the hoagie in the fridge. It's gonna go bad on this date. Eat it before then.
It's just like a wasted tattoo.
I just realized that you guys are trying to like make jokes and lighten up the mood, and I'm just like, no, I'm legitimately afraid of this.
Think about it. If you wake up every day brand new, you could have a Little Caesars pretzel crust pizza every day, and you'll forget how salty it is the next day.
Guys, I had one, and it was the saltiest thing I've ever had in my entire life. Like, I drank, I'm not even exaggerating, an entire gallon of Crystal Light. I just had an empty water jug, gallon jug, put the powder in there, filled it up, and drank the whole thing before I went to bed because of all the salt from that.
So I know Crystal Light is supposed to be like a healthier drink, but at the point that you get to drinking a gallon of it, is it really healthy at all?
I'd only put like a little bit in there, so it's not just straight water. So it's like pretty watered down. There's hardly any. It's like if it's supposed to be like dark red, it's like pink. You know what I mean?
When I was eating it, it reminded me of one of my
Let
favorite.
me remind you of Crystal Light.
Oh, go ahead. Just talking over each other.
No, I'm done.
Adam, You don't have to
No,
talk all
I'm
the
done.
time.
I'm fine. No. It's your turn.
Oh, freaking every week.
No, it's not important. So go ahead.
Andrew, it's time for you to talk.
No, it's not funny anymore.
Andrew, come on.
Andrew,
Come on,
go.
Andrew,
No, I'm not.
you go. We're gonna wait for you.
So my question is, what is your favorite
So Andrew,
Halloween
it's good
movie or
to talk,
TV
okay?
show?
Start talking already, Andrew.
Thanks for talking over me again. Just made me feel special.
Come on, Andrew. It's your turn. It's time for your question.
No, I'm going. I'm leaving. Anyway, so
Andrew, are you gonna ask your question?
Oh
already?
my God!
I'm giving you room to talk.
I'm kicking him out. I'm leaving. I got a math midterm to do. I'm sitting over here.
Where's the control room? All right.
It's probably good that we're not
You
all
just
in the
gonna
same
mute
room.
me?
Adam is now muted. Go ahead and
We can say whatever we want now about Adam.
no, he can hear you, but he's
I
muted.
know. I never. That's even better. I want him to hear.
Go ahead and ask your question.
So my question is, what is your favorite Halloween movie or TV show? I believe it
Mean
is.
thing to do.
Aaron's turn first.
Is it? Oh, it's my turn. So this is why, Adam, when I said don't you talk about your name, because there was a favorite movie from my childhood that I haven't seen in probably seriously 15 years or 20 years maybe even but I used to watch it all the time, regardless of whether it was Halloween or not, but especially when it was Halloween. And it's a little show called Mr. Boogedy. It is, I believe, a made-for-TV Disney scary movie from 1986.
Oh.
It stars the kid from what's the guy, Bud Bundy or whatever, the Married with Children.
Oh.
Oh, Ted Bundy?
Is it?
No, Ted Bundy was a bad guy.
I don't know the name of the actor, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And it's the kid
Al.
the kid from Alf.
Al Bundy.
The dad's Al Bundy. The kid is something else. Bundy. I don't know.
My last name was Bundy.
Not important. Keep going.
Anyhow, it is it's super cheesy. So I watched it again last night, and this probably wasn't going to be my answer, but now it's definitely my answer. That this is my favorite Halloween. It's like a movie. It's only 40 minutes though, made-for-TV movie, and there's a sequel that's like a full-length feature called The Bride of Boogedy. And the character is Mr. Boogedy, who was a pilgrim who was who was in love with a widow, and the widow wouldn't marry him, so he made a deal with the devil to obtain a cape or a cloak that had magical powers, and so he basically trapped this widow's child in this home forever, and then these, in the 20th century, the family moves into that home and unwittingly enters battling with Mr. Boogedy. But it's really not a serious movie. It's really, I was reading about it, and they said it was supposed to be an airplane type comedy that they failed to sell, so they toned it down and sold it to Disney as this movie. So you can tell that it's not really serious. Huh?
Is that I clicked on the link that you provided for my nickname, and it took me to Amazon. And it's got the Amazon description of Mr. Boogedy is: a family finds their new house is haunted by the ghost. Not even a ghost.
The ghost.
A family finds their new house is haunted by the ghost.
Maybe the
It's
rest of it.
who wrote that?
Probably the same person
That's
that
the
wrote
entire description of this movie.
the same person who wrote the first review, which is, the title is A Slive of 80s Nostalgia, instead of a slice.
I was just saying, I'm like, I don't know that word, but I guess no one does.
This is just like, I don't know. This movie's awesome, and I think in the Slack chat I posted a. Did I or did I not?
I don't know. I don't pay attention.
A YouTube link.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I did. So you guys
I
can
didn't
watch.
watch
I'll
it,
put
but
that in the show notes. The whole thing is on YouTube. Someone, because it was like it wasn't even available on like digitally until like really recently. So
oh well,
it's it's.
good job, people.
I definitely suggest people go out and watch Mr. Boogie and the Bride of Boogity. It's just awesome. You know who's in it? Gomez Adams from the Addams
Oh,
Family.
Oh, that guy.
He's in the first one.
That's a guy who I know.
And then the
doesn't he
second
have an
one.
Academy Award?
The second one has Eugene Levy in it.
Oh, that's not bad.
He's awesome. Yeah, so watch it. All right, that's it. That's all.
You can tell that it's a really good movie by the fact that it's never been widely distributed since its first release.
The character, the bad guy too. Here's what he says when he's like doing his haunting thing. He says, "Boogity boogity boo," because that's what.
That sounds
to do.
legitimately frightening.
I don't know. I want to see the script in its original form. That's what I want.
One of the reviews is Blu-ray and DVD release ASAP.
Oh man.
Because if there's anything this movie needs, it's high definition.
I need to see every crevice of Mr. Boogity's mask.
Oh, Mr. Boogity.
Oh my god. Okay, Adam, it's your turn.
All right,
It's like
so I'm
awkwardly
really
long
disappointed.
pause.
Well, I didn't want to just be like, "Oh, so is it my turn now?" Because Aaron's done
No, it's
talking
your turn.
clearly. Like, I didn't
It's
want to
your
just. I didn't want to just interrupt people.
That sounds like you.
So I'm really disappointed that your answer was not the same as mine, Aaron, because
Oh.
the definitive best Halloween special that has ever been made is It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. And it's amazing. And I'm disappointed that you didn't say that.
Speaking of HD, I was watching part of that the other night, and they have it now in high definition, which is really interesting.
It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm so sad that I missed it.
it was on
I
television.
want to see every pencil. Charlie
That's
Brown
pretty much
face.
what it was. That's you're just like, oh, I can see where the artist just painted it. But it looks good.
I can see
That
his
sounds so
fingerprint
desirable to me.
in there.
Yeah.
It's such a good, it's so good. And like they're going trick or treating, and he just goes up to the door and he's like, everybody gets candy, and then afterwards they're like, oh, I got this. Charlie Brown's just like, I got a rock. Such good memories. I quote that all the time, and nobody laughs, and I'm starting to see that it must just be because it's not funny.
Just like right now.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, just like right
and
now. But I don't care. It's amazing, and I
I'm
love
coming-
it, and you
I'm
can't
coming clean right
convince
now.
me otherwise. And it's played every year. It's widely distributed, so it's.
Is that a dig
I mean,
against Mr.
there's-
Boogity?
empirical evidence that it's better than Mr. Boogity.
Okay. Here's the thing. I want to come clean. I have never in my life watched entirely all the way through any Charlie Brown holiday special.
You're a disgrace to America.
No, you're fine.
I just I've seen I've seen the Christmas one, probably the whole thing, but I've never like been able to sit long enough for the thing. I usually go get a snack or something, or like, so I really don't have any. I'm sorry, I know that's like
It's
un-American
like 20
of me.
minutes long. How busy can you be?
It's during the holidays, man. You know, pretty busy, especially Halloween. What do you guys do on Halloween? What's your Halloween?
Well, I guess I can answer mine because that's part of mine. Because every Halloween, I watch my favorite Halloween movie, and that's Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead, which is Edgar Wright's first movie as a director. And it's so I watch that, and I kind of hide from the children in the back. No, I give them candy. I'm not that big of a jerk. But I've noticed lately that trick-or-treating has been less and less around my neighborhood, which is surprising because we have a lot of kids. But I live on this creepy cul-de-sac, and I encourage that.
You encourage it being creepy?
Well, I encourage it being too creepy for people to bring their children.
How do you encourage the creepiness of your cul-de-sac?
I don't turn a light on, or
are there things that you do?
You start up a real estate agency particularly aimed at child predators, and you try to get them to move into your cul-de-sac.
That sounds like it'd be very lucrative, but also very controversial business.
A little bit.
A little bit. The plant community, so that you don't have to go to your neighbors and tell everyone you moved in.
So you basically what you're saying is you don't want trick-or-treaters.
No, I do, but it's here's the thing, every time I give candy out to kids, there's less candy I get to eat.
Yep, that's true.
I'm being really selfish, and really, I don't really buy candy. I'm not a huge person who's into buying candy, except for Halloween. It's the only time I really buy candy.
So you get really excited about it, is what you're saying.
So it's yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't know. Halloween's it's whatever.
I think if you don't have kids or anything, it's kind of lame.
Oh no, when I get kids, I'm going to dress them up like crazy. They are not going to get a choice what they dress up as. I will be dressing them up.
Okay. Ladies?
Yeah, ladies.
I live in a... So my two options are to go out and party or stay home and ignore everyone. And those are actually my two options every single day, and I always choose the second one.
Yep. Right along with you. That's what I usually try to do, is ignore everything. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fortunate that I don't have access, you can't find my door. You know what I mean? I'm never going to get trick-or-treaters because my door's on the back of the house. So I just stay there for Halloween.
Let's talk about the real holiday of this month, or of next month, Day of the Dead. It's a lot better. Just because I like
Dia de los Muertos. I probably said that horribly wrong. But
I don't even know how you celebrate it, but it just looks cooler. I'm sure
it's way cooler. You got little cool skulls and stuff like that, man.
Little sugar skulls that are painted, and people leave out food for their dead relatives that come eat.
Yeah, that's way more legit than Halloween.
Yeah.
Let's do a Dia de los Muertos episode.
It's Saturday. It's the 1st of November. That's our next episode.
We're doing it.
I know nothing about Dia de los Muertos. I know nothing about the Day of the Dead. I cannot participate in an entire episode about the Day of the Dead.
It'd be a real shame if you didn't have a quick and easy way to just find information about something, almost like an online encyclopedia that has millions and millions of entries.
And I guess
So you want our next episode to be just me reading from Wikipedia about the Day of the Dead? Is that what you want?
Yeah, let's do it.
There's a new kids movie about the Day of the Dead that just came out. Just go watch that.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good.
There's a bunch of famous people in it, and it's 3D animated, but they look like puppets or whatever.
It's called The Book of Life.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting that they use 3D animation to make puppets instead of just using puppets.
It's you got to pay people's.
Or maybe it's not.
Oh, I'm gonna go check it out. Got an 80% on Rotten Tomato. Maybe I'll watch it.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like the style. It was colorful.
Let's do Day of the Dead. See, I'd rather dress up like that than.
And look, hey, it's got Zoe Saldana and Channing Tatum. Best of both worlds, right there.
the spectrum of attractiveness on both sides, men and women.
Channing Tatum has one of those names where you always want to say it wrong. At least for me, I always want to say Tanning Chatham.
he's also one of those names where you can't say just the first name.
Channing, hey, what's up, Channing?
No, you
I
gotta say
couldn't
Channing.
ever be friends with Channing
What do his
Tatum.
friends call him? Do they call him Chan? Like, hey, Chan.
What's
No,
up,
I
Chan
think-
Chan?
That seems vaguely racist.
I'm sure his mother calls him Channing Tatum.
He's only been known by Channing Tatum his whole life.
Yeah.
Wow, Channing Tatum. It's like a made-up name. That's like a name from a young
Do you think
adult
his-
novel.
I'm looking it up. Can't be his real name.
If he made that name up, he made up a weird name, man.
He
That's
just
crazy.
stuck his hand in a bag of Scrabble.
Channing Tatum.
Oh my gosh, Channing Tatum is his real name.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
you
his
can make
birth
that
name.
up.
Is Channing.
His wife is also very attractive.
Well, somebody made it up. Somebody's made up every single name that's ever existed, Aaron.
Well, okay. Someone's mom is
That's just how names work.
that room. I just realized.
You're just all really quiet right now, or did my screen freeze?
No, I'm in. Go to the IRC chat. I just noticed that Eugene's in there, and then I saw someone say something. I was like, "Oh, hey, something's in the
You came to the
IRC."
IRC?
Hey, how do you get to the IRC chat?
Well,
Where is
the easy just go to 3g3q.co/live. There's an embedded thing, but you can use it. Adam, your mom is in there.
What?
Your mom is
What?
using IRC chat, bro.
What?
Stop ignoring your mother, Adam.
I'm getting there. Gosh. Calm thyself. What? What? What is this? How does my mom know how to use IRC? Or is it just somebody who's called themselves mom?
It's embedded in the live page, so she could just use it there. She doesn't really have to know how to use it. It's there.
Whatever. If she's actually my mom, she'll respond with something in the IRC that only we know in like 30 seconds because there's a delay.
So we're gonna sit here quietly for 30 seconds.
Let's just sit here and wait. This is how the show's gonna go from now on.
Yeah.
We just sit here and wait till someone comes into the IRC and we go, "Hey!" And we talk.
I mean, there have been more boring parts of the show, undoubtedly.
This show has been a weird show.
It really has.
Like, usually I feel, okay, yeah, this is going to be a good one, or it's getting there, it's going good. This show is like, no, okay.
Yeah, we've been tonally inconsistent.
I think that's good. I think it keep people guessing.
Yeah, there's the title for it right there. Tonally inconsistent. Just kidding, that's a horrible title. Don't use that.
Gonna use it. The title is gonna be totally inconsistent. Just kidding. That's
No,
a
not
horrible
totally.
title. Don't use
Tonally
that.
with an N. Tonally.
Tonally?
Like the tone has been inconsistent.
Oh my dear. She hasn't said anything, so I think she's
No.
dead. Is the only conclusion we can come to.
That's a terrible conclusion.
Which makes me really want to close the IRC window because that is my fear.
Why is Adam? Okay, whatever.
So let's close the show. I think we've done a good one here.
Put a bow on it.
Thank you for listening. You can find the show notes at 3g3q.co/208 because this is season 2, episode 8. And then where can people find you, fine fellows?
I am at _SAV on the Twitters.
I can be found at that Adam Kid on Twitter.
And
I can also be found on Elo, but I don't remember what my screen name is.
I went in there the other day and there's still nothing there, but it's there. Remember, you can ask us questions. Go to 3g3q.co/ask, and you can ask your question, and it can be featured on this fine program with a AMME at the end. just wanted to make sure people know it's that kind of program. Rate us on iTunes by going to 3g3q.co/rate, or just in iTunes. You can subscribe on iTunes. I'm working on getting us in Stitcher because I've had several people ask about that. And is anything else? Oh, hey, look.
Yeah, Eugene is...
He's watching this from his phone, so he has to switch back and forth.
Cool.
I feel that.
We love you. We love you.
There we go. I told him so he knows. All right, that's it. Now that we've got these people listening, now we're done. So.
Okay.
This has been just an okay version of 3 Guys, 3 Questions. Check in next week, and maybe we'll be fair. I don't know.
Well, next week will probably be really, really good.
And music. Our last episode was pretty good. So if you're listening to this one and you're not impressed, listen to the other ones.
I'm still
They're a little
confused
bit
about
better.
how we got so many listens last week, and why
I don't
none
know
of
how
those
that happened.
have translated into like new Twitter followers or people asking. You know what I mean? Like, you'd think for every 100 or so new listens, you'd get like one person talking.
Here's the problem. They don't like us. They listen like, I don't want to follow those guys. That's what it is.
Or they just listen because they hate us. Like But even hate would inspire comments.
Hate follows?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm stopping the recording.
All right, I'm stopping mine.
That's
I
probably.
have to take my midterm.
Oh, is that why you're so bummed out?
Oh, I'm bummed out because I've had a bunch of stuff to do, too.
Oh.
It's my life.
So I don't know if you know this, but while I was muted, I was just making lots of noise.
I figured.
So on my recording, while Andrew's talking, I'm just screaming.
Great. Thank you for that.
I just want to let you know that.
I'm gonna be editing the episode, and my ears are gonna explode. Oh. Alright.
Okay.
Remember to throw it up.
Episode 8?
Episode 8. Remember to throw it up in Dropbox.
It's
Good luck on your midterm.
an AIFF right now.
I need it. I need all of it. I need all the Lux.
You can. I'm trying to think of any tips that I would give you for that. It's a math class.
Yeah, it's not gonna be too bad. I just got to do it.
What's the test on? What's the test on?
Everything we went over so far this semester.
Is there anywhere
What's the class?
explicitly in the class that it said you can't use wolframalpha.com?
No, because I use it all the time. I checked.
Okay. That is the best website ever.
I bought it on sale for my iPad. It was the best thing I've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
It is so sweet. And like anything you want to know too. Like it doesn't even have to be math. You put in movies and like, oh, here, let me tell you everything about this movie. These are the other movies that came out at that time. This is how much money they all made. This is how much it does in inflation. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's pretty cool. Well, all right, guys. I'm going to get off the heel.
Okay. I will talk.
Oh, hey, we're still broadcasting. I stopped.
Oh, yeah.
I
All right.
didn't know we were still broadcasting.
Well, I stopped the audio, but I still didn't stop the broadcasting. All right. See you guys later. Take care.
Later, peeps.
Bye-bye.